Thank you for staying in tune with me with my crazy schedule and my lack of videos. But next week I'm on spring break, so there'll be a lot more videos, so stay tuned. But today we're going to talk about shampooing our dreadlocks. So first off, you don't want a shampoo that's like harmful for your hair, obviously. You want something that's paraben free, sulfate free, as like gentle on your hair as possible. Another thing, you don't want a shampoo that has a lot of perfume in it. Perfume actually leaves a residue in your hair, if you didn't already know. It leaves like how conditioner leaves that like residue-y feeling. Scents do that in shampoo, so be careful of that. Read your bottles very carefully when selecting a shampoo. And I can give some recommendations of some bottles of shampoo I can show in later videos of some things that I've tried out and found to be okay or not okay. So when I shampoo my hair, I kind of section it into like 3 different little parts, like the bottom, the scalp down here where like my bottom dreadlocks are, and then 2 spots on top where the rest of my top dreads, the majority of them are. So when I do that, I just put some shampoo in the palm of my hand, and I kind of just get to the root, the base of the dreads. You don't want to like just go blindly at this part. That's not really the important part to watch. It is, but it isn't at the same time. Your scalp is what has all the oil and all the dandruff, if you have it, problems. So you're going to want to wash the scalp primarily. The longer parts of your dreads, yes, are important. They hold like the air, the pollution, smoke if you smoke or are around smokers, it holds that in too. When you wash your dreadlocks, however, you're going to want to rinse them very, very well. You'll want to like run them under water and squeeze them, especially at the top where you're putting the majority of the shampoo. You're going to want to squeeze them to get the water in and out to push the soap and all the dirt and stuff it's getting out of your dreads. And you're going to want to rinse them very thoroughly, so about 4 times the rinsing that you would for like your regular hair, just to make sure it has all of that out. You don't want that to build up. If it does, it can do serious damage to your dreads. It can cause them to rot and fall out. It can cause breakage, just like the dread part breaking, becoming brittle. When you move them around, they'll fall apart. So you'll just want to sort of rinse those really, really well, just to make sure that you've gotten all the soap out. And washing your dreads is very important. I do it every 2 or 3 days, just because it's good for your hair. It's a myth when they say you can't wash dreadlocks. In fact, you should. Washing your dreadlocks is critical, not only just for the smell of you to others, but the healthiness of your dreads. If your dreads are new, it's actually, like, the science behind it makes sense that you're going to want to wash them. If they're baby dreads, if you think about it, your hair gets greasy and oily, which makes the hair slippery. And so if you're trying to lock them up, especially like when they're very fresh and they need all the help they can get, you're going to want to wash them more just to help dry your hair out. It sounds bad, but there's ways to help that if they get too dry. We'll discuss that in a later video, but you don't want to go with greasy dreadlocks just because they'll get slippery and they'll undo themselves, and that will destroy all your hard work, and nobody wants that. Also, when you shampoo your dreadlocks, you're going to want to make sure you dry them very well. I personally recommend washing your dreads in the morning, just because then that gives them all day to dry, and you sort of don't have to really worry about it because they'll do it basically on their own. You'll want to give them a good towel dry no matter what, though. You're going to want to, like, use an entire towel just for your head. Just wrap it around because it's going to take a lot. They hold a lot of water. And if you don't already have found that out, you definitely will. They get really heavy just because there's so much water in them. So you want to squeeze them out when you first get out of the shower really well. Give them a good squeeze. It'll get the extra water out, and then use the towel. Just wrap it around for like 30 minutes. Keep your head in there. It'll help soak up the extra water. And you also, I don't recommend putting your hair up or styling it like in an updo with dreads if they're damp, because just like when you put your normal hair in a ponytail, several hours later you can feel that the center is still kind of damp. That's exactly what dreadlocks do too. So you'll want to just make sure that they're drying properly. And one way to do that is to, again, wash them in the morning instead of at night, just so you're not sleeping on them and they're not getting room to breathe and dry themselves. Another thing, if they're not drying as fast as you need them to, you can put on your lightest setting on the hairdryer and hold it kind of far away from them and just like let the low air blow on the dreadlocks, and it'll eventually start to get them on their way to drying themselves. Okay, so we discussed the operations of actually shampooing your hair, what sort of products you want to stay away from and which ones you want to head towards. Also, the science behind why you should wash your dreads and the myth of not washing dreads. And also the importance of the drying. You don't want to walk around with moist dreadlocks. They'll get they'll get like mold and stuff in them, seriously, and it can be really, really bad and can destroy dreadlocks if you don't handle them properly. So that's all for today. Stay tuned again this week. I'll be posting a lot more videos. I'll also be posting videos on my new channel. It's the Dreaded Vape Review. So I just review certain products made by vapor companies to sort of help consumers out with what product might be best for them and what might not be. So go ahead and check that channel out. That'll be upcoming too this week. If you have any comments or questions, just type them in the comments below and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. There's a good chance of that happening this week because I have so much time off. So keep them coming. Give those methods a try, the shampooing and the drying and all of that. Give it a try and let me know how it goes. I can always, make new videos from your recommendations too. That'd be really cool. So stay tuned and you'll have a bunch more videos coming this week.